Welcome to Inside Liverpool. Liverpool have a problem at right back. It's not the worst problem to have essentially. It stems for having one of the best in the world in that position already at the club. The trouble is convincing anyone to take the backup gig. Trent Alexander-Arnold remarkably is still just 22. Any right back signing for the club will know that the position is likely to be all out but locked down for a decade. Nico Williams is the current solution. All things considered, he's not a terrible option. He fits the attacking-minded profile, and anyone significantly better is unlikely to want to come in and play second fiddle to Alexander-Arnold. However, even the Welshman is reportedly losing patience with the lack of the game time prospects. It appeared for a spell at Stoke he would leave this summer. While no move materialized, it has to be assumed that Williams will not want to stick around at Liverpool for the long haul. The answer, surprisingly, will come into the form of Sepp van den Berg. It looks as though Liverpool has sold their versatile centre-back, right-back prospect when they opted to cash in on Ki-Jana Hoover last summer. But his compatriot has taken on an unlikely wing-back berth at the start of his season-long loan to Preston North End. 2 goals in 2 games has cemented Van den Berg's burgeoning status at the club and could well have caught the eye of Jurgen Klopp. Van den Berg spent the second half of last season with Preston, moving to Deepsdale as part of the bizarre Ben Davies transaction. He quickly settled in the heart of the backline, so his conversion to right back and the start of his campaign is particularly unexpected. However, such versatile can only be a good thing, with Alexander-Arnold to displace on the right and the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip to get past in the middle. The 19-year-old has to make a strength of being able to cover in multiple positions if he is ever to make it at Liverpool. As such, it is satisfying to see that Van den Berg's first 2 professional goals came from 2 different positions. The first was a typical centre-back strike, staying sharp from a set piece to turn home a simple change. The second came from playing out wide and showcased a lovely touch and eye for goal. While goals are not the main currency of the defender by any means, the 19-year-old's 2 strikes were indicative of a broader comfort in both roles. The Preston fans are certainly loving him. Already there have been multiple calls to make the deal a permanent one. If the Hoover transfer is anything to go by, Liverpool would be open to this at the right price, but they should think twice before letting another prospect go. Costa Tsimikas was a rare find on the left, a good player entering his prime but willing to settle for a second-choice role. Much as fans like to bemoan the lack of a similar transfer on the right, they are hardly 10 a penny. A promising youth prospect is often the best that can be hoped for. Whether this is a viable solution will be easier to assess come the end of the season. Van den Berg is likely to have more outings at both centre-back and wing-back over the course of a long championship campaign, and Liverpool will have plenty of data to analyze upon his return. Particularly if Williams really does move on next summer, the club could have a ready-made replacement and Alexander-Arnold backup if the numbers stack up.